Hi everyone. Today I'll be talking about India's healing legacy, Ayurveda. It is a preventative and curative approaches for modern well-being. Before that, a little bit about me. I'm going to be a junior at American High School, and I love to paint, travel, and spend time with my family and friends. I'm also involved in a lot of nonprofits that expose children to STEM and education because I believe education is the key to power. I have a summer research with University of Washington going on right now, and I am a strong supporter of pineapple on pizza, so come at me. A fun fact about me is that I have been on the world's fastest roller coaster, which is in Dubai. So, an overview for Ayurveda. Ayurveda, meaning science of life, is a system of knowledge rooted in ancient India. It is not just a method that treats illnesses, but a complete philosophy that encompasses preventative, wellness, and lifestyle. Ayurveda balances all aspects of life. It guides an individual through making conscious choices about their diet, behavior, and daily routines. Ayurveda originated about 3,000 years ago and is traditionally attributed to the sages of ancient times, including Charaka and Sushruta. Its earliest references are found in the Vedas, particularly the Atharva Veda, and with more detailed medical knowledge compiled in texts such as Charaka Samhita and Sushruta Samhita. There are 4 core concepts of Ayurveda. It includes 3 doshas, which is Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and Panchamahabhutas, which is known as 5 elements. Next is Prakriti, which is an individual constitution, and Gunas, which is the qualities of the mind. Doshas, also known as the energies of the body, Ayurveda defines 3 primary energies or doshas that govern bodily functions. First is Vata. It controls movement for the body and is composed of air and ether. Next is Pitta, which manages our digestion and metabolism. It is composed of fire and water. Kapha. It is responsible for structure and moisturization and is composed of earth and water. It is a mix of these doshas that make up an individual's constitution, which is also known as Prakriti. This picture on the right shows how a person is made up of mix of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Each person either has more Vata and less of Pitta, Kapha, and vice versa, with 3 different formulations of these Prakritis. Next is Panchamahabhutas. According to Ayurveda, all matter, including the human body, is made up of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether, or space. These elements form the dosha and influence physical and mental traits. Understanding this helps explain why individuals react differently to the same foods, environments, and treatments. Gunas, which is known as qualities of the mind. The mind is governed by 3 qualities: sattva, clarity and balance; rajas, restlessness and activity; and tamas, inertia and ignorance. Ayurveda encourages the cultivation of sattva through a pure diet, meditation, and mindfulness. A sattvic state supports mental clarity, emotional stability, and spiritual growth. The picture from right to left shows a sattvic mind, which is clear and peaceful, versus the rajas mind and the tamas mind. Ayurveda and yoga are sister sciences. While Ayurveda provides the framework for health through diet, herbs, routines, and yoga, but yoga supports the physical postures like asanas, breathwork, pranayama, and meditation. Together, they aim to balance the body and mind and elevate sattva. There are ways to follow these routines called dinacharya and ritucharya. Dinacharya is the daily routine. Ayurveda emphasizes structured daily habits to maintain health. This includes waking up early, drinking warm water, practicing yoga, and eating according to your dosha. These routines aim to align the body with natural rhythms and prevent disease. Ritucharya, known as seasonal change. As seasons change, so do our bodies and needs. Ritucharya recommends altering your diet and lifestyle to align with the seasons. For instance, lighter foods and cooling herbs may be beneficial in summer, while warming, nourishing foods are favored in winter. This helps maintain balance throughout the year. Some common herbs used in Ayurveda. First is ashwagandha, which helps to reduce stress, improve sleep, and lower cholesterol. Although I haven't used ashwagandha personally, but I do know many people, like just this week, a college student, he's in pre-med, he was using this to get through the stress of his finals. And I was like, oh my god, I have never used it, but I'm so glad you do. Next is Triphala, a mix of 3 fruits, amla, bibhitaki, and haritaki, which supports digestion and oral health. Although I have never used this again personally, my mom does, but I can tell you, she says that it helps her digestion a lot. Next is neem. Used for skin and oral care, it has antibacterial properties. When I was a child, I used to get a lot of mosquito bites and I would just scratch the hell out of them. So the blemishes that were formed from mosquitoes were gone after using the neem. Next is moringa, which is rich in vitamins and minerals, including vitamin A, C, calcium, and iron. My grandma uses this, and I would recommend anybody who, after the age of 40, start using bone density to help preserve those nutrients. Next is tulsi. It relieves stress, has immunomodulatory effects, and supports the respiratory system. I used to take this a lot as a kid because I had seasonal allergies, so I can confirm that it works. While these herbs offer numerous benefits, overconsumption can lead to adverse effects. Some Ayurvedic herbs may contain compounds that are harmful in large doses or when improperly processed. Now, these are some case studies of research in the US. UCSF Osher Center has done a cancer survivorship pilot study. Its population group is of 32 women who underwent breast cancer surgery. They wanted to recover from the side effects of chemo, surgery, and radiation. Time limit, 4 months. Variables that were measured to track their progress is emotional health, sleep quality, fatigue, anxiety, stress, and overall vitality. Steps taken: personalized Ayurvedic nutrition according to their dosha, lifestyle tips, yoga, and gentle massage known as Mark. Results showed that 28 women who completed the study, most of whose emotional and cognitive health went up significantly. Effect sizes are shown by the Cohen's-d of almost 0.85. Cohen's-d is basically standard deviation from where they started versus where they ended. And sleep issues and depression symptoms dropped sharply by Cohen's-d of almost negative 1.2. Next is the Stanford Ayurvedic Lifestyle Protocol Study. Population group is 80 to 100 people. They joined because they suffer from IBS, bloating, and chronic abdominal pain, and they wanted to lessen the symptoms. Time limit is 12 weeks. Variables that are measured is symptom questionnaires, stool sample analysis for microbiome change, and blood tests to measure inflammatory markers. Steps that were taken is dietary guidelines to avoid irritants and include gut-soothing foods, include herbs such as Triphala, as we already established is good for digestion, and Kutki for anti-inflammatory properties. Personalized diet plan to match their dosha imbalance. Results: 65 to 70% of these people reported significant symptom relief. C-reactive protein, which is a type of inflammatory protein, decreased in most participants, and rise of beneficial bacteria protein. Next is Stanford Epigenetics. Although this research was started in the Indian Institute of Bangalore, where they started the research, but it has been continued by Stanford and expanded upon it. Stanford Center for Asian Health Research and Education is integrating Ayurvedic principles like Prakriti, which is known as body constitution, classification with cutting-edge genomics, and artificial intelligence tools. By identifying patterns between traditional Ayurvedic profiles and genetic markers such as those associated with inflammation, hormone function, and metabolism, care researchers use bioinformatics to analyze how Ayurvedic treatments like specific herbs or routines impact biological pathways. This research could help personalize disease prevention plans, or lifestyle advice for individuals based on their genetic makeup and Prakriti type. The long-term goal is to enhance integrative medicine by offering validated, customized health strategies in primary care, chronic disease management, and public health interventions. This research is still undergo as researchers are trying to get a maximum database for genes from a sample. Last of the research in the US is the Harvard MGH hypertension and generic expression. Population group was 58 individuals with stage 1 high blood pressure, systolic 140 to 159 millimeters of mercury, and diastolic 90 to 104 millimeters of mercury in low. So the systolic and diastolic are just the ways to measure blood pressure. Reasons for joining is to reduce their blood pressure naturally without side effects from drugs. Time limit 8 weeks. Variables measured are blood pressure readings before and after the study, self-reported stress, anxiety, depressive symptoms, and gene expression in blood samples. Steps taken: guided breathing, mantra, meditation, and mindfulness. Results: 13 up to 24 people who completed the study achieved normal blood pressure. Responders showed changes in 1,771 genes, especially those related to immune function, metabolism, cardiac rhythm, and cardiovascular health. Some modern research and adaptations. Ayurveda in Western market. Many Ayurvedic herbs are now widely available in the Western market. For example, ashwagandha is sold in stress relief supplements and turmeric appears in curcumin capsules for inflammation. Boswellia is common in arthritis relief supplements, while Triphala is marketed for digestion. Brands like Gaia, Himalaya, and Nature's Bounty have popularized these products. Nature's Bounty can even be found in Costco. Panchachavalkala for cervical cancer. Panchachavalkala is a mix of 5 tree barks traditionally used for wound healing and women's health. Recent research by Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences and National Institute for Cancer Prevention and Research has shown that its extract can help the growth of HPV-16 and HPV-18, which is human papillomavirus, and kill cervical cancer cells in lab tests. It is also found safe in mice and not interfering with chemotherapy. This could be a low-cost treatment option. Using AI to find herbal treatments for epilepsy. Using AI, researchers from IIT Madras and UC San Diego screened 1,900 herbs, out of which they identified 17 key herbs that reduce seizures in epilepsy models. A 2025 clinical survey showed that 28.5% improvement over standard therapy. This reveals AI's potential in optimizing herbal treatments. Lastly, Panchakarma research for lifestyle detox. Panchakarma is a deep detox treatment in Ayurveda that includes massages, oil therapies, and internal cleansing. A 2024 systematic review from the Journal of Research in Ayurvedic Sciences shows that therapies improved cholesterol levels, average LDL reduction of 18%, BMI, body mass index, and insulin sensitivity in individuals with metabolic syndrome. These findings support the use of Panchakarma as a complementary approach for managing obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, conditions affecting over 1 billion people globally. And these are the sources that I used, and then any questions?
Okay, so my question for you is that you did a lot of research in adoption of Ayurveda in Western countries. Do you see any trend of this growing or is it flatlining? What's your
I would say it's growing because as far as where we've come from, like the colonization, where Britishers have purposefully stopped the growth of Ayurveda in India, versus now they are applying it to themselves. Like there is a UK National College that is also doing some research that I didn't write about it in here, but there's that. And then Stanford is obviously doing the Ayurgenomics. So they're still in the process of collecting data, but as we can see that they're trying to make it so that each individual has this available to them. So like it's still going to be built on. So I feel like we've come a long way from our history, and I feel like we're going to see an upward trend definitely. So that's all.
Thank you.
I'd like to add something. 19 years ago, when my first child was born, and he was premature, and he was born at the Mountain View Hospital, El Camino Hospital in Mountain View. And because he was born premature, I was having problems nursing. So the doctors over there gave me shatavari and methi capsules, and that was from the hospital itself. And that is actually, the origin is in Ayurveda, and back home our moms actually prepare those methi sweets and shatavari things, so that support the mom's health and help with nursing. It's a known galactolog. So some things that are not directly actually represented have been, it's 19 years ago, so I don't know what's happening now, but it has been adopted and it is readily available. We just don't know that the origins actually come from Ayurveda.
I think the rebranding is helping. Like people are packaging it more and more in a consumer-friendly way, and whereas like going and actually plucking at a leaf and then making the formulation on your own is probably not something everyone is open to doing, but it's made it more convenient and consumer-friendly. That's when the adoption starts hitting that goal, no?
So they have like a brand, right now, international brands.
Yeah. So I mentioned Nature's Bounty. There's Himalaya, which is I think Indian brand, and Patanjali definitely. They're a lot about Ayurveda and yoga. So yes, there are a lot of Western or Indian brands too coming into the Western market.